Facebook groups is one of the best ways to organize communities, right? It's an especially good platform for launching and marketing any courses you might be working on, and there are definitely a lot of benefits to having a presence there. But at the same time, Skool has emerged as a truly revolutionary platform, at least as far as creator-led online education is concerned. So I decided to pit these two together to find out which is the best of the best. First up, let's compare the pricing. Okay, Facebook might have an unfair advantage here because, as we all know, it's free to use. But to be fair, Skool adds a lot of value that will come up later. With that considered, I'd say that the $99 per month asking price is more than worthwhile. Also, Skool gives you a 14-day free trial so that you can try it out before spending your hard-earned money. That's definitely a nice touch that's worth a couple of points, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 in terms of pricing. As for Facebook, I can't give it any less than a full 5 out of 5. It's hard to compete with a free service, but this obviously isn't the only thing you'd want to consider. Let's talk about their features next. When it comes to creating online courses and communities, Skool has an interface that supercharges your growth. Like after you've paid the asking price, you get an unlimited number of courses, each which can have an unlimited number of members. This is a crucial aspect of the platform since it allows you to expand your audience without worrying about any unnecessary limitations. There's plenty more to appreciate as well, like the super useful calendar that allows you to keep everything neatly organized. Users can sign up for classes and know exactly when they'll need to show up to check out the latest addition to your course, which is great for making sure that everyone gets to maximize their experience. After all, they're going to be paying for the privilege of learning from you, so you need to help them keep up every step of the way. Skool allows you to do that, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Apart from that, there's a community page that's awfully similar to a Facebook page. In fact, it looks almost identical to it, which makes sense because why would you fix something that isn't broken? Users can publish text posts and multimedia content like pictures, and there's a handy feature that allows you to conduct polls as well. I know I use the poll feature a lot because it's helpful to know how my students feel about their experience. Course creators can draft a post that they can pin to the top of the community, which makes it easier for everyone to stay in the know. On top of that, there's a categorization feature that can sort out all of the posts, so you won't have to waste hours looking for an interesting update you saw the other day. You also get all of the basics like instant messaging, making for a very immersive experience for course creators and students alike. Plus, the member profile feature allows you to personalize your journey and adds to the whole gamification vibe that I'll get into later. Now, this doesn't mean that Skool is copying Facebook or anything. The user interface similarities are convenient, but Skool's communities are packed with additional features like customized course builders. By using their tools, you can make courses that can fulfill all of your requirements without breaking a sweat. That's perfect for folks that want to up their output. We all know how frustrating it can be to have to build everything from scratch, but Skool makes it intuitive enough that even tech newbies can get the job done. I also really like the call feature because some clients need a more personal touch. That's something you might get with Facebook, but it's not quite the same as the professional service provider to client vibe that you get with Skool. Finally, there's the student tracking feature, which allows you to closely monitor progress and provide some extra support to anyone that might be struggling. Simply put, Skool is an all-in-one platform that gives you complete control over your courses. So, how does Facebook compare? Well, for starters, you have the benefit of all the basic features Skool has to offer, like user profiles and easy search and what have you. Facebook is Facebook, at the end of the day. The platform practically wrote the book on engaging design, but it falls behind in terms of course creation. You see, while you can easily create a community on Facebook, you'll have a harder time monetizing it. It often costs money to boost your post to your own followers, which kinda defeats the point of having them in the first place. I also sorely missed Skool's course builder when I was on Facebook. Without it, all I could do is interact with followers and promote courses I'd built on other platforms, including Skool. Overall, I'd say Skool deserves a 5 out of 5, and Facebook gets a 3 in this particular aspect. That brings their totals to 9 and 8 respectively. Moving on, what's the user experience like? This is quite different from discussing their features because design is an important element at play here. It's time to discuss perhaps my favorite aspect of Skool, the gamification. People get points for keeping up with your courses, and there are leaderboards that allow them to compare their progress. There's one for weekly winners, one for monthly participants, and one that tracks all-time progress so everyone can get a chance to shine. It's easy to see how great this can be for engagement. Users are incentivized to participate, and they get to enjoy the fruits of their labor by watching their name move up the leaderboard. It also inspires people who might be slacking off to work a bit harder, which helps them to get more value from the education you're providing. The clean, streamlined interface makes interacting with community members as easy as pie, so if anyone has a question, you can answer them without delay. Personalization is the name of the game these days. People just won't pay attention to what you're offering until and unless they know that it's geared towards their specific needs, and nothing compares to Skool in that regard. Facebook isn't too shabby either, and that's putting it mildly. The only problem is that there tends to be a lot of bad actors on Facebook, including scammers and the like. Skool doesn't have that problem because you have to pay to participate. On Facebook, anyone and everyone can join a group, and even if you set it to private and only access to the people you vetted, you might end up discovering that it's a well-managed bot account. This is just one of the many pitfalls of using a wildly popular free service. Facebook doesn't have the same level of specialization that Skool does, which means that you'll have a harder time creating a focused educational community up and running. But with that said, the user experience is exactly what you'd expect from the biggest social media platform in the world, and that counts for something. Arguably, the biggest advantage of Facebook in terms of user experience is that there are just so many people you can cater to. That's a bit of a double-edged sword though, because while it might allow you to target a broad audience, it's also more difficult to find people who are interested in your particular course. I also have one final point to make, which is that Facebook isn't the audience goldmine it used to be. People don't use the platform nearly as much as before, and its user base seems to be declining every quarter. It might be better to avoid the sinking ship. Don't get me wrong, Facebook offers a rock-solid user experience, but I think you should factor in its recent downfall just so that you can cover all of your bases before you publish an online course. I'm thinking Skool gets another 5 out of 5, and I'll give Facebook a 4 because I'm feeling generous. Skool's final score is a 14 out of 15, and Facebook gets a 12 out of 15. And there you have it. Skool came out on top against all odds, and if you ask me, Facebook didn't really have a chance. No matter how massive its user base is and how efficient its user interface might be, Facebook has no way to compete with Skool's enormous potential for course creation. If anything, Facebook can be a marketing tool for your Skool courses, but it can't replace the real thing in any way. Remember, we're talking about online learning here. With the massive amounts of misinformation you get every day on Facebook, it can be downright impossible to promote the facts. And given Facebook's recent decline in usership, it's fair to say that you'd be better off turning to a platform that's made specifically for course creators and their audience. But what do you think? Will you try either of these platforms anytime soon? I'd love to hear about your experiences if you do. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.